My goats just fell through the fence.
Doesn't it figure? We want to see that chicken house too there, Jerry.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Hey, Jerry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was feeding the goats and the
We want to see the goats. Put the goats on.
Okay, hang on a second. Here they are. Here's the donkeys.
Aww.
My
They're so
camper.
cute.
Can you see them?
No.
Yep.
There they are. How cute.
My campers come up and feed them. And then here's goats. Here's one of them. Here's Luna. She's looking for food. She won't eat after the donkey. She's prejudiced. There's my baby in the distance. All right, I better get on down to the garden.
Okay.
I'm assuming you can hear me. Talk to me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right.
You can
But I
talk
think
and do video.
if we all go mute, then when Jerry talks, his picture will be big. So I'm going to go mute.
Okay, first of all, in the distance, you can see the campground. Our campground has access to our chicken house to get fresh eggs, and the garden, which a lady just came in and got some tomatoes a few minutes ago. So that's the, I don't know how well you can see that, but that's the campers up there. Here's the chicken house. And here's the hens. I've got great big hens. And then the campers can obviously lift up this to see if there's any eggs, and I don't see any eggs, so it's already been robbed for the day. Then I'll back up and you can see a corner shot of the chicken coop. The Mennonites made this. I had a special order. And it's now the space between that and the garden, this section right here, is going to be our greenhouse. And I've got windows from 1955, wood windows. And I tore down another old house on the property, part of the campground. And we're going to build an old window greenhouse. We got picked out on Pinterest. And this is a blue cast iron tub that I found in the house we tore down for part of the campground. And it's very heavy, and it's petty blue, if you're a NASCAR fan. And we're going to put that in the greenhouse and put pipe from the bottom, and we'll start our seedlings in the bathtub. So the garden is about 28 feet by 60 feet, and it's a box garden. And I tilled up the ground, which was already good ground before I started building the boxes. We built the boxes, as a matter of fact, May and the first week of June of last year. And we're still not done with it, but I'm going to back up. This is the entrance. I found some old cedars. We cut those. And the fencing around it is a split rail fence. And we have some split rail fence going bad around our house. So we started taking the old pieces, and I cut it down lower so that we could put it around the garden. Our campers have free access in here. Like I say, they've been really going after the cucumbers and the squash. But as we go into it, I did something new. I used a cattle, I'm sure some of y'all have done this, but I used a cattle panel, 2 cattle panels to bend over for a vine for the cucumbers to grow up. And they're doing a pretty good job. As usual, I planted too many. I just hate to pull plants up when it's doing well. On one side, we have Swiss chard, some more cucumbers. I see some cucumbers hanging there. And we have some red lettuce, which is going to bolt. So I'll feed those to the chicken probably tomorrow. This it was our pea vine. We just tore it. We just took all that up a few days ago. We got all the sugar snap peas from that. One of my campers decided to do hollyhock, so she planted hollyhock seed right at the corner of that, so it's about bloomed out. And then as we go on over, I'll just start from the end. These are zinnias, and I plant them on both sides. I save the seed each year. This is the third year I've had the zinnias out, and so they really are blooming nice this year. Beside that is my squash, and oh my gosh. Now, first of all, I do not use any fertilizer except llama compost, which are in the boxes on top of the normal soil. And I don't use any insecticides. We handpick any bugs that we see. But it's time to start cutting some of the zucchini vines out. As you can see, they're huge. I've got squash on the right side. I think I've got crooked neck squash on one side. I've got straight neck on the other side, and in the center I've got zucchini. And looks like they've been picking them pretty good. Over there is when I finally saw some. And I can't pull up a volunteer, so this is a zinnia that came around a little bit late. Here's a watermelon. Here's another plant that's just coming up late, a volunteer. Cucumber, I'm not sure what variety it is. Next box, this one's empty. I'm ready to plant something. I don't know what I'm going to plant. I'll take any suggestions. Now this shows I have not tilled this, by the way. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to take my foot and just do this. And you're going to see from just the heel of my foot, it never hardens. It never hardens, so it's ready to plant now. And it hasn't been tilled since maybe March.
Wow.
I put out some potatoes. These are red potatoes. I could not find any seed potatoes this year. They were sold out before I even thought about it. I just took some grocery store potatoes, red potatoes, and I cut them in half and stuck them in here. Have done nothing to them. Nothing. I noticed there's some bugs I've got to get tomorrow, and some of my campers also pull them off, but I haven't even healed them up. The compost is so deep right in here, I don't even need to. But they just took off. So anyway, always what we call a hogweed. I keep a barrel in the garden for all my weeds. I'll pick them up later. This is something I haven't done before, but I decided to just I found some little things I think at Lowe's. I just decided to make me a little herb garden. And I don't use herbs. We rarely cook. But anyway, so here's the rosemary. Here's the pineapple sage. It has taken over. Look at this thing. It's fallen over. I'm going to ask somebody if I just trim it off, does it just go by the end of the year, then all dies back? I don't know. But look how long the stems are. And that's not very old. They grew fast.
I had sage before, and it does come back next year with a vengeance.
Okay, here's garden sage. The other one was pineapple sage. So that's a real pretty plant. I like that. And here's basil. But the pineapple has just taken over. Now we're going to go through the trellis so you can see the trellis on both sides. It's almost, the tallest one is 6 feet high, so that's how tall I am. And we're going through the trellis, the cucumber trellis. And by the way, I planted where I told you the sweet peas were. I planted more. No, I haven't. I got to do that. I'm going to plant some more cucumber seeds there and see if I can get a second growing. Behind the cucumbers, on the left side, are beets. So I need to thin these real bad. The folks have been using they like the beet leaves. I put in some, let's see, let me pull one out here. These are great little radishes. They're called French radishes. And they're not near as hot as the cherry bell. But look how they're all bolting now. So I'll give that to the chickens. But we put some radishes in there. I'm going to pull all them out and I'm going to plant some more. These are green. I lost my picture. There it is. These are greens. Of course, they're getting big. You know, I don't think many of my campers like the greens. Just look how big they are. And then I've got some lettuce, leftover lettuce on the side here. And it's time to pull all this out. Chickens are going to have a feast. And then I'll just plant them again because I like to have plants in here mainly for the campers just to come and look at and see. This little section here is 6 by 10. It's a big box. And my stepmother brought 2 little puny plants, and she said they were cantaloupe plants, and wanted to know if she could plant them in there because I hadn't planted anything in there. And I'm going to try to get close, but well, first of all, I'm back off. We planted this late, and look at my vines, 2 little plants, and we've been taking scissors and cutting them off because they're trying to take over the rest of the garden. Now I'm going to come up close and you can see them.
Wow.
Look how many. There's another one. There's another one over there. Look at these right here. There's another one. There's 2 more. 2 plants. 2 more. Here's some more. Now see everything coming out of the, see here's 2 more. Here's some over on this side. And there's a sticky plant, weed, I'll pull that out later. And I still look here, I still have more blooms coming. And from last year, I had a volunteer watermelon come up. So I hate, this thing will take over, but I hate to pull up volunteers. And it's in my pepper bed. So look here, it's just running amok. Now these are my pepper plants. People have already started getting some off. They are in great shape. Now see, look here. The watermelon's coming up through my peppers. There's a pepper. Let's see. Come over through here and see if I've got some. There's a pepper. Some of them are different colors. They haven't started turning yet. And of course, I plant marigolds in the middle of them, which is pretty color plus pest resistance. Again, as you look at these plants, none of them are buggy. I have not put any insecticide or anything out. A lot of peppers on this one, still to come out. Let's see, these are Chinese giants. I'll be curious to see how these come out. They're little, I haven't raised any Chinese giants before. Oh, this volunteer watermelon I just told you that's in the pepper bed. Look what I just found. So there's a watermelon. Have no clue what it is. Now here's the dirt, the llama compost in the pepper bed, and I have not tilled it. I just took my hand. and any little weeds comes up immediately. So I'll back out and you can see that's just a little bare spot in there. Now my tomatoes are doing well, very well, but I'm getting a lot of leaf curl. Any comments on that? Here, they're about to be done, as you can see. See the leaf curl? And I'm just going to go through here. A lot of tomatoes. Now these are Cherokee purples. I'm not sure what these is. Oh, these are celebrity. These are celebrity right here. A lot of tomatoes. Note to self, don't use ice cream sticks anymore. They're rotting off. These are Mr. Stripey's coming up here. I did the where you weave your twine string back and forth. I think I'm going to put one plant per T-post next year and just keep them tied up. They're too heavy. They just grow so many big tomatoes. They just weight it down. It's just tough to keep them tied up. And so this tomato here is Mr. Stripey, and it is 6 feet tall. Luckily, it was by the corner where I have a metal post, and I just tied it to the post because it was too heavy for the string. And I've actually even cut some off the top because they're outgrowing what I've got set up for them. Here's some good view of some tomatoes coming in. See how many? Gee, look at this. I mean, they're just setting on. Here's two beautiful ones that will be out pretty soon. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 on these two bunches. And then some more tomatoes. I'm a tomato person. I love tomatoes. And here's some more Cherokee purple. And see, I've got to tie this up 6 feet tall. And then I come over, here's what I did with the mint. I bought some mint this year, and I don't, like I say, we don't cook that much, but I just love the plants. So I put mint. Now if you want to do mint and sort of keep it from going everywhere, I want you to look at this. I have not put anything in. This is an old tire rim. Now what you do, you dig a hole in the ground, then you sink it. Now I didn't do this one because I never made it up. We went up to Evergreen to get us, real unusual mints, and they were closed because of COVID-19. But see right here's the metal rim. And then I just put one little plant of mint in here, and it has totally filled up. I'm gonna back up and let you look at it. And I gotta remember what kind of mint. This is sweet mint. And then I come on over and I've got another tire rim. And this one is some kind of mint. It's overgrown, so I can't find the thing, but it's a different kind of mint. It may be chocolate mint. So anyway, I've lost it. I've got some cosmos in here in the flower part of the garden. You can see I've planted, here's some cosmos. And, I love zinnias. Zinnias, I'm not sure how to call them, but there's a good view of the row of them. They're so easy, just till up some ground, save some seed year to year, sprinkle it on it and step on it, and that's it. Now I'm coming into my butterfly garden. What's funny, I planted all these things last year. This garden was never thought about until last spring, a year ago. So I planted all these plants, and I had little things, that comes with a plant. I went to Evergreen, got all the different things for butterflies. And one of my campers was cleaning up over the fall, and they threw away all my little pieces. They told me what they were. So this is Coreopus, I think. If I'm wrong, you all correct me. Black-eyed Susans. Now they have just spread out. Can somebody tell me what this is? I can't remember, but it's really grown. This is bee balm, and I saw a couple of the little nectar feeding birds. I found a couple of hummingbirds. I found feeding on it the other day, and these things have grown. They're about 4 feet tall. Here's some
Jerry,
more.
that one big tall flower, or the purple one, is elytris.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to get me some of those little copper things and write what they are so they won't lose them.
I thought I was being smart, and I took the extra things out of my window shades, you know, the blinds, the extra pieces on the bottom where it's too long for the window, and I cut them, and I used permanent marker, and I put them all in there, and they look so pretty, and the sun baked the permanent marker off.
Oh my. And here is a miniature butterfly bush. And it's so pretty. It's a miniature, so it won't get very long and leggy like others. And see, it's already spent most of its bloom. Oh, it was gorgeous about 2 weeks ago. Now see, there's an insect. I don't even know what kind of bee that is. That's odd looking. But it's, you can see it.
Did you know there's hundreds of different species of bees in our area?
Oh, really? I wish it was more honeybees. Now, somebody help me with this. Is this rosemary?
Looks like it.
Yeah, it's. I put it. It was in like a little pint container last year. Look at it.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Does it smell piney? If you break off one of the leaves, does it smell?
Yes, I just did that. Now here's something else, and I forget what it was, but it's about done. It's got little purple flowers on it. But I get all kinds of butterflies. And I tell you what, lamb's ear, my God. I bought a little quart container last year. You put your 2 hands around it, and look what's happened. It's 4 feet around. I'll have to clear it out. And one of my campers, they always like to plant something before they leave. They planted a little sunflower seed, and it came up. And they called me later. They didn't tell me they planted it, but they called me later and said, you should have a sunflower seed next to your lamb's ear. These are daylilies. I put some daylilies in. They've about spent first round. Here's some more daylilies. And I don't know what these are, but they are beautiful. It's since I lost the thing. Look at the bloom. It's a sort of a compact plant, but it's really wanting to lay over now.
Yeah, Jerry, that looks like balloon flowers. I have this thing.
Yes, that's what it is. I remember I bought that. You're exactly right. Thank you so much, Balloon. I got to make sure I write that down. But that's okay.
They're pretty.
Yeah, and if they don't last very long, but if you deadhead them, they'll bloom, most of the summer. It's just you got to constantly deadhead every day.
Oh, okay. And what I planted on one side, I planted on the other. We're halfway through the garden. Of course, here's another miniature butterfly bush. They are gorgeous when they're full blown. Here's some more rosemary. These rosemaries grew like crazy. And I come over here, and here was another variety of bee balm. And see, they've all lost all of their blooms. So I'll cut all of them back. And then some more Coreopus. And guys, I think that's about it.